So how many John Goodmans does it take to kidnap and keep a person prisoner? Hey everyone, welcome to Prince of the Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with my blind reaction to 10 Cloverfield Lane. This is a donation reward for Anonymous. They wish to remain anonymous. If you've checked out our channel before, you might know who this is. They've donated for a few things, and they just wish to remain anonymous. So we call them Anon. I know, not very creative, but 10 Cloverfield Lane. This is a movie I've just wanted to see for a long time and never got around to. I saw the first Cloverfield. I like the first Cloverfield a lot. I think it's a very underrated monster movie. And I'm going to say right off the bat here, I already do, at least to some degree, know the twist of this movie. I don't know the exact details. I don't know, like, all of the information with it. But it's been out long enough and people have talked about it enough to where it's just like, I've just heard about it. Again, I don't have all the context. And I'm not going to say what this twist is because, one, I don't have all the context. Two, I don't know how it plays out. And three, I'm not going to spoil it for anybody else who might be watching this and has never seen it. So the first Cloverfield movie is a found footage style horror film that centers around an alien monster invading Earth. And it's able to spawn smaller alien monsters, basically it's children in a way. And it just causes all this havoc, and you see all this from a found footage perspective, and it's really cool. It's really neat. This was before found footage really took off and became this massive oversaturated thing. You could almost say this is one of the big movies that really made it a big trope in horror. And yeah, of course it started with the likes of Blair Witch and probably even before that, but this is the one that kind of made it into a trend. And I know there's this movie, and I know there is a third movie. I don't know if they're, directly connected, or if it's more along the lines of, oh, this is an anthology that kind of centers around the same kind of stuff. I don't know. I do know this movie obviously stars John Goodman. I don't know who else is in it, though. I just know John Goodman for sure. And John Goodman's a phenomenal actor. He's so good. He can play really nice, friendly characters. He can play scary characters. He can play intense, wild characters. Have you seen him in Big Lebowski? He's so crazy in that, and it's wonderful. But he also does voice acting stuff. He's, obviously known for playing Sully in Monsters, Inc., for example. And what I know about this movie's basic premise, this isn't going to be spoilers, this is literally the basic premise of the film, is that John Goodman and a couple other people, I don't know exactly how many, are trapped in, I think it's an underground bunker. And it's this kind of seemingly crazy situation going on. But I don't know. It's very much built on tension. But that's, again, about all I know. I don't have context for anything. I don't know, specific details. And again, I don't even know what other actors are actually in this. I saw, trailers when this first came out, but I never saw them much again afterwards. And I think everything I've seen afterwards has mostly just focused on John Goodman. And I couldn't tell you any details, so I'm very excited, though, because I did really enjoy the first one, and this is something, like I said, I've been wanting to see for a while. I can't remember what the last one is called. Is it called Cloverfield Paradox? It's something like that. But again, I don't know how these are connected. Because the first Cloverfield, I think, did leave off with set up for more. But I don't know if like this is directly a follow-up to that in any way. I genuinely just don't know. Um, I might have heard at some point. I just don't remember if I did. Because it's just like there's just so many movies out there, and this is just not one that I've like focused on a huge amount, unfortunately, because I never saw it. So either way, yeah, I don't know exactly what to expect, but I have a lot of high hopes for this, and I'm hoping that it ends up being really good. But to be fair, I hope that with every movie I react to. That all being said, let's just get into this and see what this movie has in store for us. Hold up just a sec. Before you click that link down in the description below to get to today's video, I want to remind you of all the awesome content we have both on this channel and the Princess of Gaming channel. Let's check it out. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So, to just reiterate everything with what I knew about the twist at the end is, I knew that this movie involved, like, these characters being trapped in a bunker. I didn't know, like, how many of them there were. I knew John Goodman was kind of, like, the de facto leader of it, and was stopping the others from leaving. I knew that at the end, it's revealed that whatever is going on is not what's going on, and that it's actually something else. I didn't know the details. Like, I didn't know what was being said to have been going on and what was actually going on. I just knew that that it wasn't what it seemed, that what they thought they knew, I guess, was untrue. But the thing is, that's not entirely correct, because they didn't know. The only thing that they thought they knew that was untrue was the air being toxic. That was a lie. And I don't know if the pigs outside were killed by the acid, or if they were killed by the aliens. It never completely explains that. Like, were they possibly killed with the acid as a way of Howard, like, keeping everybody in there and keeping everybody from, going outside and everything? Or did the aliens do something to them and he just assumed the air was toxic because he's this conspiracy guy? I don't know. But the air wasn't toxic, that much is true. Though there is a gas. The aliens are, like, gassing things. And so that maybe that's kind of where the idea comes from. But then again, Howard wouldn't know that, would he? Because Howard, again, he admitted to not really knowing much of anything about what was going on. He had these different ideas, but nothing was actually solid. And the other guy whose name I'm forgetting at the moment, all he saw was the bright flash, the weird flash of light. And, like, he came to get into here, into the bunker, he didn't know what was going on much either. He was just kind of going along with what Howard was saying at the time. And so it's pretty unclear what the full or it's not unclear. It's like it was unclear to them what the full truth was. They didn't know. And so it's like they had all these different ideas, and one of them was aliens. They mentioned that, and Howard specifically mentioned like the Martians or whatever. So it's like that idea was brought up. And the fact that this is called 10 Cloverfield Lane, it's not that hard to guess that aliens would be in it, considering it's at least a spiritual successor to Cloverfield. I don't know if it takes place in the same universe, and I don't want to look anything up specifically because I'm afraid of spoilers for the third movie, The Cloverfield Paradox, which I did get the title right there. I did look up what the third movie was called. Um, but I don't want to look up any like information or whatnot because it might give spoilers to the third film, which might actually wrap things up and explain things like between these two. The aliens seem different than the ones in the first film. I will say that. They were definitely a different kind of like alien monster. So that's interesting in and of itself. But what does that mean? Like, is there just like a bunch of different types of monsters invading at the same time and we just saw only one or two kinds in the first movie and now we're seeing one or two kinds in this one? And it's just a matter of like because these are in different locations. I think the first one was in New York or something. Because they're in different locations, it's like it's different groups of the aliens in each location. Maybe. And that's going by the idea as well that these are happening at the same time or around the same time. But they also said on the radio that they were repelling the aliens, that they were succeeding in stopping the invasion. And I don't think we got that kind of vibe from the first movie. I don't know. I mean, yeah, they were like doing their best to stop things, but I don't think we got like a vibe that they would like be entirely successful. I don't know. And then there's some things that weren't entirely answered. Like what the deal with the daughter slash this other girl that went to school with the other guy's sister was. Because it's like, okay, he's talking about his daughter this entire time. He shows um Michelle the picture of his daughter, but we find out later that's not his daughter. That's a girl that this guy went to school with. Michelle found on the glass there was someone in blood. Someone had scratched the word help, and she found the earring which belonged to the girl in the picture, which again was a classmate or whatever of the other guy's sister. Meaning that and she went missing like what was it 2 months ago? I think it was. So that implies that he has kidnapped others and brought them down and everything. And like when he's saying his daughter is no longer with us, he's more talking about this woman. But it's also mentioned like his daughter was like taken away by the mom and everything, turned against him and all. So did his real daughter was his real daughter taken away by his wife, his ex, and he kidnapped this other girl to try and like make her into his new daughter, and that's why he was so defensive of Michelle at first. Like when Michelle was getting like playfully flirty with the other guy to see what would happen. That's why he got so angry at that and that's why he was so like more like protective of her than he was of the other guy. I wonder if he like was trying to make her into a surrogate daughter just like I assume he did with the other girl because he had like been maybe driven crazy by his wife and daughter leaving him and with his conspiracy shit that was presumably the reason they left him, I guess. From what I can tell, even though again to a point he ended up getting proven right. But he was clearly unwell, like mentally unwell. He wasn't in a good state of mind at all. And I feel like that he was still dangerous no matter what. And I mean, he killed the dude Emmett. Emmett was his name, by the way. He killed Emmett without hesitation. He was so quick to kill Emmett, so easy to kill him and melt his body. So it's like, yeah, he was definitely dangerous. He possibly, I mean, more than likely killed the other girl, after she tried to get out or whatnot. Which means he could have killed Michelle too, even though he was like trying to paint her as a surrogate daughter. And I think that's why in the charades, or not charades, um yeah, because it wasn't really charades, because it was like giving clues via. But when they were giving the clues and all, it's like Emmett's like, oh, it's like um what Michelle is. He's like girl. It's like, but older, and he's like princess, little princess, and then when he reveals it's woman, like Howard looks really confused, and it's like, well, you should have given like better clues. It's like I thought his clue was as good as you could really get with that. But I'm thinking it's because he didn't see Michelle as a woman. He saw her as a girl. He saw her as young. The reason he used princess instead of woman, the reason why that came to his mind is because again, he was trying to shape her into a replacement for his daughter. Like that very much seems to be the case. And again, I mean, he's absolutely crazy, but his, craziness, his paranoia did turn out to be right to some degree. Because there was an alien invasion, very clearly. Um, and the woman from before was talking about like touching something. So was she talking about touching the gas? But I thought she said like them or something about them. So she probably knew about the aliens and all of that going on. But huh, interesting. Yeah, it's. I feel like not everything was like fully like explained, and you have to like kind of figure some things out from context clues and whatnot. And even then, it's like it's not like 100% guaranteed that you're getting everything right. But I think that's the point. You're supposed to kind of be a bit in the dark, just like Michelle was. You're supposed to see things as like unclear. Um, and I mean, it was really good. Like the acting was phenomenal from all three of our main cast. Mary Elizabeth Winstead is great. Like she's just, yeah, she's great. I've never had an issue with her performances, though. I swear I've seen her in something else besides this and Scott Pilgrim. I just can't think of it off the top of my head. But she is still great in those. And obviously, she reprised her role for the voice performance in the Scott Pilgrim anime. So there's that too. Um, Everyone reprised their roles for that, which was amazing. I reacted to that. If you haven't seen the Scott Pilgrim anime or seen my reactions, check it out. It's on the channel. Um, but yeah, she's great. John Goodman's always phenomenal. And this other guy, I don't know the actor offhand, but he did a great job too. I wonder, like, let me see if I can look him up at all. Let me see if there might be something I've seen him in. It's very possible, and I just don't know him by name. So let me just look up 10 Cloverfield Lane. John Gallagher Jr. Do I know you from anything? Acting credits. So he started acting in film in 2003. He was in Jonah Hex apparently, but I never saw that. Okay, I've heard of the Belko experiment. Nothing else that I recognize though. What about television? Okay, he was in an episode of Law and Order in 2002. He was in an episode of The West Wing. Law and Order Criminal Intent. So he's been in episodes of all these Law and Order shows, but I wouldn't recognize him from that. Westworld, he was in 4 episodes of that. He's done theater work. But like no, yeah, nothing I would know him from. There's nothing here that I would recognize him from. Apparently he had a big role in the newsroom. I don't even know what that one is. At least not offhand. I might have heard of it. It's such a vague name, so. But he has a lot of single or double episode appearances, it looks like. NYPD Blue, um, Love Monkey, whatever the fuck that is. Okay, so yeah, he's someone I wouldn't recognize. He's someone who I wouldn't like have known. Okay. But Bradley Cooper having a little cameo role as the voice of Ben was also interesting. I didn't recognize him at all over the voice. It's just like it was just a voice to me. I didn't think much of it. I do like the ending though, where she chooses to go and help instead of just like running to safety, because it shows after everything she's just like she's got this adrenaline going through her, and yeah, she took out a big fucking alien ship thing. She's ready to fight. Um, so that's really interesting in and of itself. Um, yeah, it was a very interesting movie. Sorry for the pause there. I thought I heard something. It sounded like a cat. I don't know. But yeah, this was a very, very well made movie, very interesting. I don't quite see how it connects to the first movie outside of just aliens. Maybe it's more of like these movies are like similar and don't actually like directly link. It's just like an anthology that has like the connecting tissue of aliens. Though if that's the case, it's like again, the fact that the twist is that it's aliens at the end is like that's really not hard to see considering the movie is literally named after Cloverfield. It's literally 10 Cloverfield Lane, and it's like Cloverfield was the first movie and it was all about an alien invasion. It's like, yeah. But again, there is a third movie and I do hope to see that sometime. Maybe maybe you'll donate for that, or maybe someone else will, I don't know. But hopefully, I see that in the future. That would be really cool, just to finish off the trilogy. And for now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing. Oh, tell me what you thought in the comments below. Tell me your thoughts on this film. And now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.